Hey friend, welcome back to The Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. Last week in episode 26, we talked about panic cleaning, self-blame, and the burnout cycle so many ADHD women get stuck in at home. Today I want to talk about what happens when you focus on one space with the right kind of support, and what actually changes faster than you think. Because big change doesn't always take a long time. Sometimes it takes one focused shift. Here's your weekly 3, a mind hack, a home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. Today you'll hear why fast relief builds trust with yourself, the first few things that shift quickly in a room or closet makeover, and why one small transformation creates momentum everywhere else. And next week, I'm taking you behind the scenes of what these makeovers actually look like, because it's so much more than organizing bins or pretty photos. Don't forget to hit follow now so you don't miss out. Let's jump in. Here's the mindset shift I want you to hear today. Big change doesn't always take a long time. Sometimes the fastest thing that changes isn't the room. It's how you feel inside of it, because when a space has been weighing on you for months or even years, it carries emotional weight. Even if you don't think about it all day, it's there in the background. The dread when you open the closet, the frustration when you can't find what you need, the pressure of feeling behind before you even start. So when we focus on one space and make it functional, the first shift is often relief, not perfection, relief. It comes from walking into a space and thinking, oh, this works now. I can breathe in here. I'm not starting from scratch every day. That kind of fast relief matters. Not because you're looking for a quick fix, but because your nervous system needs proof that things can feel different. Clients start to breathe again. They walk into the room and feel less tension. And that kind of emotional shift builds trust. Trust that your home can support you. Trust that things can feel lighter. Trust that you don't have to overhaul everything at once to feel better. For ADHD women especially, follow through in one space creates momentum. It's proof that change can actually stick. So what actually changes first during a room or closet makeover? Here are the 5 things I see shift almost immediately. The first thing is you start to see empty space again. This is one of the fastest shifts. The floor becomes visible. Counters start to clear. Drawers can close again. Sometimes clients even find empty bins they forgot they owned because for the first time there's room. And that physical space creates mental space too. That's why I always say you don't need to fix your whole house. You just need one starting point. And my 5 sneaky clutter hotspots checklist can help you find it. You can grab it for free in the show notes now. The second thing is that things can feel worse before they feel better. This is so important to normalize. In the middle of a makeover, it can look messier than when you started. Because everything is out, you're sorting, you're making decisions, but that doesn't mean it's going wrong. It means change is actually happening. And even in that messy middle, clients start to feel a shift. The third thing is you find things that you forgot you had. This happens all the time. A client will uncover something they've been rebuying or something they thought was gone. It's not that they didn't have what they needed, it's just it didn't have a clear home. The fourth thing is the space stops being something you avoid. By the end of the project, the biggest shift is function. Clients aren't stuffing things anymore. They aren't shutting the door. Everything has a home. And because the setup is simple and realistic, they can actually maintain it. And the fifth and final thing is life gets easier in small, real ways. People find what they need faster. Productivity improves. I've had clients go from working on the couch or in the bed to sitting back down at their desk again. And that ripple effect is huge. Because once one space works, you start carrying that momentum into other rooms too. And this is my favorite part because the biggest before and after isn't the photo. It's how a client feels in the space. They'll say things like, I feel calmer walking in here. I can actually find what I need. It's easier to reset now. And what surprises them most is how quickly it ripples out. One closet gets lighter and suddenly laundry feels easier. One room works better and the rest of the house feels more manageable. That's the power of focusing on one space. So let me share a quick example of what this can look like. I had a client who came to me because her room, especially her desk area, just wasn't working. The space had become cluttered and heavy, and over time, she stopped using it completely. She told me she was doing most of her work from the couch or even from her bed, because sitting down at the desk felt super overwhelming. There were piles, like piles of clothes, piles of papers, all sorts of things, too many decisions, and no clear home for the things she actually needed. And what was so interesting is that it wasn't just about the desk. It was affecting her focus, her productivity, even how she felt at the start of her day. So we worked through the space step by step, clearing what didn't belong there, creating simple homes, and setting it up in a way that matched her real life. And one of the biggest shifts wasn't just that it looked better, it was that she started using it again. She could sit down and work and think more clearly. And that's the kind of change that happens fast in a makeover. One space starts supporting you instead of draining you. And once that happens, it's amazing how much momentum follows. So if you've been trying to reset the same space over and over and you're craving something that actually sticks, room and closet makeovers are where we go deeper. We focus on one space, we simplify it, and we create homes that match your real life. I take a limited number of makeover clients at a time so I can stay really hands-on and supportive. If you think this might be the right season for you, the first step is to book a curiosity call through the link in the show notes. It's a calm, no-pressure conversation where you can tell me what space has been weighing on you, and we'll talk through what kind of support would actually make sense. You don't have to have it all figured out before you reach out. And if you want to see real before and after spaces and real client stories, you can head to my website link in the show notes. Everything is there along with the link to book a call. So what I want you to remember today is one space can change faster than you think. Not because you did more, but because you finally had a space that supported you back. Well, that's it for today, friend. If this episode felt familiar, I want you to know you're not alone in this and you don't have to figure it out by yourself. I'm always here to support you. Thank you for being here and listening. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on The Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.